I'm going to start off, but today is a beautiful day.
Welcome to Straight Talk with your host, Patty Foster.
Rosa is with us again.
Hello. Today is a beautiful day. It was beautiful because I'm still alive and I'm here. I'm 93, be in August I'll be 94. And I feel I owe something. I want to give something to people back. Something they have done so much for me. To save me, they life. Through my life, they have been so nice, some of them. And I'm grateful. I also used to let people that nice to me take care of the one that took care of me, the nice one, and let the other one go and just tell God be with them. Never wish them any wrong. Because people, it's so hard to take care of the right thing at the right time. Because life is something very precious. Once it's going, you're going. When I was growing up, I used to have a grandmother. She took care of all the kids. My mother had 7 children. She took care of most of us. They cooked and washed and met a maid. And across the street, I had another uncle and aunt. And she had 7 children too. But one thing that was wrong with him, he used to be alcoholic. Drinking is a very bad habit. Drinking is something. You take one, the first night one will put you to sleep. A second one, it doesn't help you. And then a third night, again you try to take to sleep. Finally, sometimes you cannot go to sleep right away. Before you know it, you're addicted. I was addicted for 20 years. Nobody could tell me how to stop. I couldn't tell myself. Sometimes I wish I would, but I couldn't. My husband smoked and I smoked. We both were heavy smokers. We used to smoke by 2-3 packs a day. Burn up the smoke and everything smelled smoke. And we couldn't smell it because we were addicted ourselves for such a strain. I was lucky. And suddenly I realized cigarettes had done that to me. I have to quit. So I set out to quit. It's the hardest thing you ever do in your life. Everything I did was not as hard as was to quit smoking. It's not an easy test to tell anybody to quit smoking. It's one of the most difficult things I went through. Nights and days I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I did whatever I had to do, but I promised myself it had done too much damage for me. And I didn't realize that my husband had cancer too. But he never reached the point like I did to be. By the time they got him, it was too late to help him in any way. So my husband died of cancer, lung cancer. He died at 81.
You are a very helpful person, Rosa. How do you help someone who has a bad habit?
It's very hard to tell her. She doesn't want to hear you. Open your ears and see what you are doing to yourself. Because when you drink too much, it's either going to kill you, the alcohol, or something is going to happen drastic. Nothing. You have to look at some accidents and check them out and see some of them, most of them are alcohol related. Alcohol is a very bad habit. It is very dangerous because one drink will satisfy you. The second one, well, the third one puts you back to sleep again. Finally, by the time you find yourself that you have had all you wanted, you are addicted. Then you just take it. It just feels that you have to have it to go to sleep and to take care and do whatever you have to. Be careful. Do not take that second drink. You take one, don't drink no more. Try not to take it. Take one, but do not take no more. Drink a glass of water after it and stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is a very dangerous weapon.
And Rosa, anything else that you want to say about what you had learned through all of these addictions?
I'm trying to say, do not get addicted. You take one or two drinks and stop. Be in control. When you take alcohol, do not try to make sure. You make sure to yourself that you don't take more than one or two drinks. No more. Because take alcohol drink, it just pulls you in like a magnet. Yes. It's a magnet. Yes. And my grandmother always used to say, be careful with alcohol. Now, my father used to like alcohol, but not to that addictive way. I never had the chance to see the ending of him, because he went away in crematorium. But I was in Auschwitz, and I know sometime it was hard for me, but I always hoped God knew what he was doing.
Rosa, there are some people who are having some bad habits, and what you have said has connected to them. What can you say that might help them?
It's very hard to say how you can help addiction. But as you feel that you have an addiction, try to find a way to recognize that you have an addiction. Because once you recognize it, you can do something about it. Try to work around it, to break it. But you are the only one who can do it. It's difficult, but it's more difficult to live with it. It's more difficult to live with it than without it. It took me by almost a year to overcome it. It was not an easy addiction. I drove people crazy, and I joined the club, and I did whatever I could. Finally, I broke it after a year's time. And I mean, I gained weight. I did everything wrong way just to break the habit after I had my breast removed. Because I knew I have to break it, because otherwise I am going with the second one. I didn't want to go yet. And so I'm here. And tell you all, if you have an addiction, admit yourself that you have an addiction. And it's not easy to admit it. It's so much easier to take that drink and brush it off. So please find a way before you take that drink. Think, what does she do to lose her addiction? I knew that when I find out that I'm addicted, I said, it has to break, and this is the way. You are addicted, you cannot have it. So instead of having it, and first I used to throw it in the garbage. I used to pour the glass and look at the glass and then pour it down the sink. The only thing I can say, try to find a way that you are addicted. Sometimes it don't take long to get addicted, but it takes a long time to stop it. The only way you can, once you take it, start busy, work, do something, but do not take a drink. Fix coffee, tea, whatever you can, but do not take the drink. Put the drink in a glass, leave it on the sink, but go around it, and by the time you're ready to go to bed, pour it into the sink. That way you're going to lose it. Eventually you're going to stop it, because you are not going to drink it. You are going to have to talk to yourself, and it takes a lot of talking. It's more than some of them will have the power, some of them probably never. But I feel sorry for the one that don't have the power, because it's so wonderful after you've been addicted that you become clean and you can stay clean. It's wonderful. It's a blessing from heaven. But God granted me a second chance in life, and I feel like I didn't live one life, I lived like 10 lives, at least. So each time I turn around and I find a new chapter. Nobody can write a book about me, because my stories end and start again. And that's how and here I am, 90-some years old, and I'm still hoping to help people do not get addicted. And I hope you stay well.
Thank you, Rosa Blum, for your wise encouragement.
Thank you very much. And I hope you will take my advice and find a way.
Thanks for listening to Straight Talk with your host, Patty Foster. Patty is a motivational speaker, writer, musician, and has an amazing testimony of God's faithfulness. For more information, log on to www.pattyfoster.com.